Hey my fish people, how are you today? Today's Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody. I want to say and give shouts out to all my new subscribers. I appreciate your support on my channel. That gives me a chance to be able to sponsor raffles and giveaways and things like that I will be doing on my channel. I will be giving away trios of fish and sometimes fish medications or fish foods or different fish supplies that we might need during the time that we're in our hobby that we're in. Today I'm going to be discussing these breeder baskets that I have. So these are a really simple DIY option that I chose for my breeder tanks. So there's times wherever you might have fish that you can't catch the female in time and she gives birth. So these baskets have been wonderful. They actually keep the fish separated from the larger females and from the males to keep them from being little snacks. So today when I discuss these baskets, I'm also going to discuss a little bit. So in my last video I did get some a new trio of ivory blue guppies and a trio of my Japan blues. They've been acclimated and they've been medicated. They are still in quarantine for at least another 3 days, so they still are in medicine. So I do quarantine all my new fish. All my new fish get actually it's called a triple trio is what I call it of meds. They get the EM erythromycin and the general trio or the general medication. It's you can buy it through API. It's little packets. One packet covers a 10-gallon tank. Those two medications along with Paragard by Seachem, all that goes into the tank and they get quarantined with those meds. If I see anything during that quarantine, I will do a 25% water change and fill the water back up in the tank with fresh water, and then I will dose them with something called Flukasol. Flukasol is a medication that I have here, and I'll show y'all what it's all about. So Flukasol looks like this. It is a medication that I had to actually get from the UK. It's made by NT Labs, and it's great for flukes that fish might have. I've had to use it in the past with some of the new breeders I brought in several years ago, but the stuff lasts forever. It just does. But I had to get it from NT Labs out of the UK. They do sell it. I think I got this one on Amazon, if I'm correct. Another one that I will do if I needed stronger medications is the Microbe lift, the broad spectrum disease treatment. This works really well. If the general trio or the erythromycin and the Paragard aren't working, then I will switch to these. So far these fish haven't shown me any signs. They're swimming around. I've actually had the ivory blues already drop fry for me. The females were a little bit younger, so I think I have about 8 or 9 fry in there. They're all doing well. They're eating well. I also medicate with medicated fish foods, and some of these I get from Everything Aquatic. They are online. They do have good medications, so I'll show you some of the medicated foods that I do feed. But originally during the 7-day quarantine, they get fed the fenbendazole flake. So it's kind of crushed up because I try to make the things a little smaller just in case you can see it. So the fenbendazole flake is really good for your fish. They do get this during that 7-day quarantine in their tank. This helps to worm them out from any parasites. It covers all kinds of parasites and a wide variety of them as well. So I do recommend this if you are going to quarantine your fish, which I recommend you quarantine any new fish you get inside of your hobby, period. It don't matter if you know the person, you don't know the person, you know where you're getting them from, just quarantine them and treat them with the trio that I explained to you, and that will solve a lot of issues coming into your breeding program. Another one that I do use too as well is the General Trio Flake. So this General Trio Flake, it covers a lot of stuff. This one is made with metronidazole, nitrofurazone, cryptocurran, resistant, you know, so, and kanamycin sulfate. So you can buy a little thing of kanamycin sulfate from Seachem. They do have some that you can get. It comes in a powder that you just pretty much disperse in the tank. I like this because it actually enters the fish's system. As the fish eats this food and only this food for the quarantine days, they actually get this medication in their system. I highly recommend feeding them a medicated flake. Another one for any other problems, this one has erythromycin in it and doxycycline. This is an antibiotic duo flake. This one's also good as well. You can rotate, like if you feed twice a day, you can feed the antibiotic duo flake in the morning, and you can feed the anti-parasite quad flake in the evening. You can swap them out. This one's got praziquantel, levamisole. These are things that cover your red worms, your calamanus worms that some fish will have, and we'll go over that in more of my videos in the future. So those are just some of the medicated foods that they get fed during the quarantine period. I usually only do 2 foods at a time per quarantine, and then the next following 14 days they get the other 2 foods. This is just 2 weeks, if not more, of pretty much close to a month of just good medications in their system to ward off anything that might show up. Some fish can be really healthy when they're at the breeder. When they get shipped, that causes stress. When they get into new environments, that can cause stress. Different perimeters in your water compared to the person who shipped you the fish, that's another stress inducer. So those are just things that I would recommend, and those are some of the meds that I've done, and they worked really well for me in the past. So I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all now. If you'll hold on one second, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all and show y'all these breeder baskets, tell you where you can get them, how much they cost, and they will help you a lot if you decide that you want to have something as a protection for your fish in their tank during breeding. And if a female gives birth and you're asleep at night, then you have that coverage to be able to save the fry. So there's a couple of things I use for breeding that might come in handy for you. So give me just 1 second and we'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so I'm going to show y'all the first hanging baskets that I have that tend to work really well, that I started out with before I got these others. And that is the green and blue hanging basket you see there. They're actually from Dollar General. I got them $1 a piece. They actually hang right over the lip of the tank. And you see now I got a pothos that's growing out and growing leaves. And if y'all didn't know, pothos is great for nitrates. It's amazing. So that's the 2 baskets that I originally started out with. They are $1 a piece. So, and they're great to hold your pothos in, so it's not hanging off the lip of your tank. And they also help the fry have a place to hide. So that's one of the baskets. Now the other basket I'm going to talk about is this one right here. This is the baskets I was explaining to you. These baskets here are actually the baskets I got. They are aquatic pond plant baskets, and you can get them from, I got them from Home Depot for $1.63 a piece. They actually fit perfect on a 10-gallon tank. On the lip, the holes are small enough that the babies can go in there and the big ones can't chase them, to make them a fresh little snack. Also, I do have duckweed in my tanks as well. Duckweed spreads really fast, and I actually prune it out like all the time. It can take over your whole top of your tank within a month's time. So, but duckweed does, and as the strings of the duckweed hang down into the plant, it actually absorbs nitrates as well. So those are some of the baskets that I have that I use. Another thing that I use, and I'll show y'all, is the little, I call them breeder balls, but I actually got them at Hobby Lobby. They're completely plastic. There's no wire in them. And they actually give the fry a place to hide. So the fry will actually go into the basket, into the little ball and hide out in there. And they're easy to pull out of your tank, wash and clean, and pop right back in. So they look like this. And they're actually really, really good for the fry to have a place to hide. Another one that I do get is from Hobby Lobby here, and if you can see, it looks like garland. It's actually a 6-foot string of garland, and if you use Hobby Lobby's discount, when they have a 40% off coupon, you can get it for about 6 feet long for about, I think I paid for 6 feet long like $10, because it's usually like $20 for 6 feet long, but they'll have 40% off, or sometimes they'll have their 50% off sales on certain things, and that's how I got it. So if you noticed, that's what my fry also hide in as well, and it's really, really beneficial for them. I did water changes today, guys, so I'm sorry if I'm kind of speaking fast, but I had a lot going on today changing water tanks out. So I'm going to show you all the fish that I acclimated last time and that were new, and I received them in, and as you can see, they're doing really well. So they like to swim against the current because I think they came from somewhere where they didn't have a lot of current. And this is how they look now. I have fry off of these. These actually have fry in the back, and they've been hiding out in the breeder ball. So I was pretty happy when I woke up this morning and I had fry. So but I do have a lot of fish for sale right now. If you're interested in anything I might have, I do have young packs of fry. It might be 3 males, 3 females, and I think I'm doing $20 to $25 for those. I do have a couple of pairs available online as well. I've had a lot of shipments going out, but I'd be more than happy to take your information if you would like. I'll put it down in the description below. I'll put down all my information, my website, my email address, some of our apparel and merchandise that we have for sale as well. We have lots of Guppy shirts and Guppy pillows and all kinds of things that we have. We posted up, and a little bit of art that my daughter does. So she's doing graphic design, so we have some designs and some apparel that we have available. Also, I learned over the years too, I used to start out with sponge filters, and they're good if you want to take out the sponge and wring it out once every 2 weeks because they get completely clogged. So I switched to box filters. The box filters are great along with Seachem Matrix to knock down your nitrates. When I first moved to this location, my nitrates were high coming out of the tap. They were coming out at about 60 ppms. So I ended up buying a big tub of Seachem Matrix, and I put it in there as my biological media, and my mechanical is actually, it's just polyfill. So, and I change it out once a week. It helps cycle your tank. It's also a good cleaner for your tank. It helps keep everything in the right levels that you need as far as your fish go. To be able to be, my nitrates now, because of Seachem Matrix, Pothos, and these box filters, my nitrates are at 10. So 10 ppms is good for fish, and that's where Seachem Matrix is making it go to, which has been really, really, really good for me. I do have, like I said, a lot of fish that I'm trying to sell. I have tanks and tanks, so I'm going to show y'all each one of my fish tanks and what I have on some of my fish tanks. So if you can see, I have a lot of Dumbo ears in here. I have the new ones that I just got the other day. These are the Japan blues. I really like the pink and purplish blue that they have to their tails. They are younger, so they will grow. These are my Medusas. I have these as well as a strain. These are the new, and I showed y'all those just a while ago. These are the new ivory blue galaxies that I have. So they're doing really, really, really well as well. These are some of my nebula stills. If you can see my nebula stills, I only have some small babies in here, but you can kind of see what they'll look like as they're grown, and on my website their father is on there as well. These are some of mine that are growing out that are Medusas. I have quite a bit of them. So they are growing out really well for me. They'll be up for sale soon. These are my American Greens. So they should be having babies soon. This is just a breeder pair that I have separate by themselves in a tank to see how they do. These are some of the mutt guppies that I have that I've actually pulled out because they didn't meet the strain standard. So like some Moscows, some AOCs that didn't have spots on their tail, a Nebula Steel that had a solid tail. So some of those, these are just ones that I pulled out, and they'll be going to a good home. I usually give them to children in hospitals or places like that. Last ones I gave to some children that had autism. So I like to donate them. I feel like it's neat for kids to be able to have that experience. These are some of my small Dumbo ear babies that are growing out. They're looking pretty nice. So those will be ready shortly. If you're interested in the younger ones to grow them out, you're more than welcome to contact me. These are some more of my Dumbo ears. They were born probably about 2 weeks ago. So these are some more black Moscows that were born a week and a half ago. They're a little bit smaller. And these are some of my half black AOC leopards that I have. I have a lot of ones growing out, and they should be available shortly as well. So now I'm gonna take you guys over here and let y'all see. So I went ahead and sold these. These are already sold. I sold the whole colony to another breeder. She's in Oregon, so she'll be getting these this week. I just wanted to make some room in my fish room, so I kind of sold these off. They're beautiful fish, but I just chose to make some changes. These are my black Moscows. Most of these will be going this week. They've already got homes, so they should be going to their new destinations this week. These are the bigger AOCs that I have available. I have quite a few of them. So these are my platinum blue half moons that I have. Some of them are getting pretty old. I've kept them for a long time, so they're kind of in their 2 years. So, and then these are some half black AOC babies. These I've had since the beginning of time. They are Dalmatian Mollies. I do sell those from time to time as well. These are the colony that I currently have for sale. These are the platinum red tail, and I do have them for sale. The whole colony, matter of fact. And then I have these are smaller young juveniles off of my half black white, my IFGA half black whites. These are some babies off the platinum blue half moons, so they will be for sale as well shortly. And these are the parents to the half black whites, and that's a younger male right there in front, so, and a younger female. So Big Daddy's back there somewhere. So anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all taking the time to view my video. And if you like the content, please feel free to subscribe and to hit the notification bell. And next week I'll try to go over something new and interesting DIY wise as far as guppies go. And everybody, if you're out partying for Halloween, please be safe. And I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great week. And I will post another video in the next couple of days. And if you have anything you would like me to go over or have some questions, please feel free to comment them below, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. Y'all have a great night, guys. Check you later. Bye.